how Canada's unprecedented refusals or denials of temporary resident applications. So, simulan natin with regards to the total number of refusals in 2024 for temporary residents.
Hello fam! Good morning and welcome back to our channel.
Maayong buntag Calgary!
Yes.
Maayong buntag Canada! So saan tayo ba today? Oh, papunta tayo ng church today.
Yes,
And of
it's
course,
church day.
it's Sunday, so routine lang sa Canada.
As much as possible talaga, we always go to church para din sa mga kids kasi they love going to church kasi meron sila dun kids place na they learn Bibles and meron sila mga new playmates every
Yeah.
Sunday. So
Yeah, and then
nag-look
syempre,
forward sila doon.
correct. And syempre, ma-build natin sa kanila yung pagiging church goer. So
Yeah.
masasanay sila.
Mm-mm.
Paglaki nila, ganun din yung magiging
Routine
upbringing
nila,
and
upbringing.
routine nila. Just like what my mom and our moms did to us.
Yes,
Diba?
that's
So,
right.
ganun lang yan. Training lang. So, samahan niyo ulit kami
Yes.
sa aming happy Sunday. And very good weekend.
Yeah, medyo gloomy tayo today
Yep.
kasi nag-snow yesterday. So,
Balik sa malamig ulit ang
mm-mm.
ating mahal na Calgary.
Yeah.
Na
Kaya medyo drive safe lagi kahit hindi nag-snow o nag-snow man. Kailangan natin always drive safe. Hello fam! And we're done! Church na!
tapos na ang church.
And usually, syempre, we're going to eat out with our family.
Yeah.
So
ang plan?
we
Ano bang
decided
plan? Ano bang plan?
we decided to eat Filipino food today. So medyo nagtalo-talo pa kung saan pupunta. At dahil nag-crave tayo sa halo-halo, saan ba may masarap na halo-halo?
It's either saan ba? Seafood City lang naman eh.
Or chopsticks
Or
daw.
chopsticks. So, we're going to chopsticks. At
So, we
isa naman
decided.
yan sa masarap din talaga dito na restaurant sa Calgary.
Gutom na tayo, so we need to
Order tayo ng bulalo. Parang naiisip ko yun eh. Although meron kasi tayong bulalo,
yeah.
bulalo meat sa bahay. Pero sige lang, pwede naman
We'll
din
see.
pancit canton.
Yung mga hindi natin nakakain na naluluto.
Yeah, that's right.
Pati banding na rin namin kasi after eat out, ganyan, kwentuhan, catch up with balita sa week. Hindi tayo nakasimba last week kasi si Lawrence inasikaso yung sa
yung sa tires. Yeah,
sa tires. So hindi na umabot kami sa church time kasi medyo na late na siya sa pagkuha din nung tires. Summer tires na gagamitin namin. Ayun, so ngayon lang ulit kami nagkita-kita, so mahaba-habang catch up, chikahan natin. Ayan na, ang chopsticks. So meron pala sila ditong dalawang branch sa Calgary. Ito yung mas malaki, kaya dito na lang kami pumunta.
Correct.
There you go, magpapark na lang kami and that's it.
Pasok na kami sa chopsticks. Let's go. Yeah. Elevator, of course. For my Kuya Davan. Hi ka dyan sa robot, Dobby. Hi, robot. It's charging. It says charging. Yeah. Hi, robot. Are you charging, robot? Bye! So we're done with our lunch. Very late lunch.
Yes.
Crispy pata, pancit canton, and rice. Nice. So, punta naman kami ngayon sa South Center
Center.
Mall.
Yeah.
Mag-chill, kape-kape before we go home. So, samahan niyo ulit kami. Yes, kuya, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, fam! Dito kami dinala ng fam gang sa South Center Mall. And then, Kuya Davon is being very helpful kasi siya yung humihila kay Lianica. And tingnan natin tong mall na to. Parang hindi ko matandaan. Sabi ni Donna nakapunta na daw ako dito. Pero parang hindi ko siya tanda. Parang feeling ko first time kong pupunta dito. Like, let's check it out. Hi fam! Welcome back! And kakarating lang natin from South Center Mall. Sobrang nag-enjoy yung mga kids with our family gang as usual. So, nakapag-lunch din kami sa Chopsticks. It's one of the Filipino restaurants here in Calgary. Siyempre, lagi namang masarap doon. Must try talaga yung crispy pata nila. So anyway, while driving home, si Donna nakakita na naman ng article. And it's basically how Canada's unprecedented refusals or denials of temporary resident applications. For today, mas grabe pa ang mga numbers. So, simulan natin with regards to the total number of refusals in 2024 for temporary residents. So when we say temporary residents, ito yung mga nag-apply for tourist visa, ito yung mga nag-apply for temporary worker or temporary foreign worker, and then ito yung mga nag-apply as international students. Kagaya namin. So the refusal number is close to 2.3 million refusals. So total to, nung all of those three categories, international students, tourist applications, as well as temporary foreign workers. So let's try to break down kung each number ano. For example, for tourist, ano ang number? For international student, ano ang number? And then for temporary foreign workers, ano ang number of refusals in 2024? And before we go there, I just want to highlight that the 2024 refusal numbers are actually 15% higher compared to the 2023 refusal numbers. Kasi ang 2023, ang total ng temporary resident refusals ay 1.85 million refusals lang, which accounts to around 35% of the total application. But in 2024, umakyat to ng 15% to the total of 50% refusals na yun, 2.36 million. Simulan natin with the visitor's visa or the tourist's visas. A whopping 1.95 million applications were denied, or around kalahati, 54% of the total number of applications. So yung mga umasang makakapunta ng Canada, makaka-visit ng Canada, makikita ang ganda ng Vancouver, ng British Columbia, makakapunta ng Banff and Moraine Lake, ay hindi nakatanggap ng approval. So that's actually 14% higher compared to 2023, which had a 40% denial rate naman, or denial of application. So sobrang dami nito. It's in the millions. For study permits naman, naturally, syempre mas mababa to kasi you wanted to become an international student here in Canada. So 290,000 international student hopefuls naman were denied. So kagaya namin, we entered in Canada as international students. So half of the total application, so we could say around 600,000 applications, 290,000 or half of those were denied. So compare this to the previous year, 2023, which had a denial rate of 38%, which is a 14% increase ang 2024. So we could see an upward trend on refusals or denials of these two categories, visitors visa and then the study permit application. How about for the temporary workers or work permit visas? They were denied around 115,000 applications. So, based on the statistics, actually 1% na mas mababa siya compared to 2023. So 2024, it was actually 22%, and then in 2023, it was actually higher, 23%. So madaming strategies talaga ang ginagawa ngayon ng Canada. It's because they have a goal set by 2026 that Canada should have lessened the ratio of temporary residents to permanent residents and Canadians from 6.5% to 5%. So all of those denials or refusals are actually aligning to the broader strategy of the Canadian government to reduce that percentage. So ibig sabihin, gusto lang ng Canada na mas mapababa ang population ng mga temporary residents dito sa Canada with a target of 5% ratio pagdating ng 2026. And they gave a bit of explanation here based on the article, so why the refusals have increased. So we can see a trend nga of the temporary residents, tourists, and international student, except for 1% increase for work permits. So number one, it's the population control and resource train. So syempre, population nga ng Canada ay nag-i-increase. They want to have it stabilized or optimized based on what they can provide for the residents. So syempre, hindi pwedeng sobrang daming temporary residents compared to the permanent here and the Canadians kasi nasa-stress yung infrastructure, nasa-stress yung healthcare, and madami pang iba't ibang reasons. And of course, let's not forget the housing crisis that they're trying to address here. So, medyo kulang talaga ang mga houses or housing infrastructure na pwedeng ibigay ng Canada. So, pag madami sobra yung temporary residents, parang nag-aagawan sila with the permanent residents and the Canadians. So, that's one way to see the policy. And point two naman is on the international student program naman that they're trying to overhaul. So they wanted to have a more stability on the number of international students that are coming, and of course they're considered as temporary residents. They've actually set a cap of 360,000 international residents lang ang ma-approve in 2024. And I think it would be of no surprise if they would maintain the same number or even lessen the number. And with those changes and with those cap, actually the next policies that are related to international students or the program are stricter implementation on the recognized institution framework, so mas stricter designated learning institution standards or elevated standards, and mas priority nila nga ang mga universities. As you can remember, there are favorable policies with regards to bachelors and masters compared dun sa mga nagpo-postgraduate or nagde-diploma. So there are certain rules already that has been implemented or policies that favors those that will have higher education. And also, nabalitaan natin yung sobrang daming fraud na nangyari when it comes to the letter of acceptance. So, they also changed the policies here, made it stricter so that schools will need to have some level of security plus additional papers coming from the state or coming from the province itself. Another point to add is IRCC also updated the cost of living. So when it was our time, I think around 20,000 lang ang kailangan namin as a money or financial proof that we could support our stay in Canada as an international student, and of course me as a open work permit worker. And I think they've updated that, if I'm not mistaken, to around 30 or 35,000. So dumoble yung cost of living requirement ng IRCC with regards to international student. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Add a comment if ano yung exact number ng cost of living requirement ngayon for international students that are coming to Canada. For tourists and visitors visa naman, it soared to 54% in 2024, but actually the common rejection reasons are very clear and should have been avoided by those tourists and visitor travelers. Most of the rejection reasons actually are insufficient ties to home countries. So yung family, yung jobs, and then yung vague travel purposes. So in one of my vlog previously, I highlighted this, that if you're a tourist, become a tourist. You need to know what are your travel itineraries. You need to also know and submit sufficient documentation that you have a stable job in the Philippines or anywhere else, and you have strong home country or country ties, like you have a car, you have a house, you have a job, most of your families live in the country that you reside in, and all those matters and all those combinations. So this could have been avoided, but of course, we couldn't say that IRCC has the same standards of approval. It could have been that they've become more stricter in scrutinizing these requirements. So that could be one of the reason as well. So sa work permits naman, medyo magulo siya kasi mas mababa ang refusal ng 2024 compared to 2023. So in a sense, it's I could say it's a good news for work permit applications. But nonetheless, we all know that Canada also relies to foreign labor. So siguro pag may mga shortages talaga in specific industries like agriculture or automotive or certain niche industry, kailangan talaga nila mag-issue ng work permits for those kinds of industries. So there is a balance which is hard to determine, but yeah, they just want to highlight that there are still refusals. And hopefully it gets better as those industries become bigger and bigger and stronger. On the economic side naman, so it's natural na pag madaming tao, mas madaming gumagamit ng infrastructure, mas madaming may sasakyan, mas madami lahat. So they just want to have an ease on the infrastructure impact kasi syempre kailangan ng big capital or capital expenditures when it comes to infrastructure. So dinadahan-dahan nila and nire-relate din nila yung population control over the stressing of the infrastructure of Canada. On the flip side naman, there is a very good statistics here that was added. Kasi ang international students pala contribute over 22 billion Canadian dollars annually to the economy. International students pa lang yan. And it supports 218,000 jobs across Canada. And of course, pag malaki yung refusal rate, which we just discussed, 52%, this would threaten that revenue stream. And of course, mawiweaken yung university and colleges plus yung mga tuition fees na inaasahan nung mga universities and colleges na yon. Dun sa last video, nabiro ko nga na parang international student nga ang parang nagpapa-expand or nagpapa-build ng mga buildings na ng mga bago for the universities, which could be partly true. Kasi ang laki talaga ng impact ng pera na pinapasok ng mga international students. So ayun, those are the observations and what I've read from the statistics of the news article. Just to conclude, this is happening right now to Canada. They're trying to stabilize, I guess, the population. Again, targeting from 6.5 to 5% towards 2026 for the temporary resident to permanent resident and Canadian residents na ratio. And of course, sinisignify din ito na yes, nasa-stress din ang mga infrastructure, ang healthcare system ng Canada, ang housing ng Canada. So gusto nilang mapababa or at least ma-stabilize yung growth nito. In the future, I don't see though that Canada will maintain this policy. That's just my observation. It's because Canada has big industries that need labor. Huge amount of labor, huge amount of expertise, and kulang ang population dito. So that's number one. Number two, madami na ding tumatanda dito sa Canada. So they need to be not replaced, but complemented by younger workers din. Na, syempre, saan nanggagaling yung mga younger workers? Aside from the ones that are permanent residents here and citizens here, of course, from abroad or from immigrants as well. So, thank you and hopefully may natutunan ulit tayo. I'm not sure if maganda or masamang balita to, but this is actually statistics that we're talking about. This is what's happening in Canada right now. And yeah, this is Lawrence from Alba Fambam. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hope you'll have a very good week ahead of you. Have a blessed week, everyone, and hang loose.